Thank you. I'm trying not to be like too much on his shoulders, like looking over, but he does things like differently. Why is he so white?
Oh, don't do this.
I'm not gonna say a word.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You already know what time it is. We're here talking to you guys about Married at First Sight, and we're going to talk to you guys about Will and Jasmine on this particular occasion. Maybe we should take it slow. Like, share, subscribe, get onto the ting. Listen, we're here talking to you guys about Married at First Sight, Will and Jasmine. Boom! Listen. Where do I even begin with this particular situation? I think the one thing I would say from this whole situation is these guys are taking it slow. And it's Will who's setting the pace. And what I love about the fact is, this whole situation, they focus more on sex this particular episode. And that's not a problem at all. Obviously, with Will and Jasmine, they've not had that level of intimacy on that particular playing field. And you know what? Will actually states why they've not got to that stage.
You just have to dig real deep on a mental level because, marriage is forever. So, she's not gonna, sorry, baby, look like this for the rest of her life. She's saying, looks and everything can fade,
Basically the Bible says beauty's fleeting, yeah? Charm is deceitful. It's like these things will fade away. You understand? But it's a character. It's what I know about you. It's a depth of how I know about you. That's gonna keep me there. It's gonna keep us both in tandem together. That's what the Bible's talking about. And so what Will explains is that listen, she's not always gonna look like this. And he even had to apologize. He said, sorry, I'm not saying that, but. He said, you're not always going to look like this. So I need to find out who you are so that when I get to that stage, I'm not concerned about how you look. And I think our generation is so pumped and filled with aesthetics. This is why people are getting surgery. It's why people are getting BBLs. They're doing things for now and forgetting about later on. Listen, don't get it twisted. Don't ever get it twisted. Of course, I want to look at you and feel attracted. Of course, I want my body to react to you when I see you. Don't get twisted. But longevity wise, if you really deep it, that's going to fade. Not even just your body. My attraction on that level is going to become monotone, or we should say it's going to get to an equilibrium, if you want to say that. It's going to reach a plateau. And so eventually when it gets to that stage, what's keeping me there? Because there are going to be other women, and there are going to be other men for you too, who are going to come, who are going to look more badder than you. And when they're more badder than you, what's keeping me in my relationship with you? What, you're going to say commitment now? It's not about commitment. It's the fact that I have built something with you which is deeper than the surface level. That's what keeps me there. You see, a tree is not uprooted when it's got deep roots. But when a tree hasn't got deep roots, you can uproot it very easily. Do you understand? Do you do what I'm saying? So a relationship has to have deep roots so that no one can uproot the relationship with ease. Do you get what I'm saying? So with the Will and Jasmine situation, I really appreciate the fact that Will, wants to take it slow and everything. My only concern, and this is my concern, it's not about the speed. It's about the communication.
We want to stay together. I think we both believe in marriage.
Right. But do y'all feel like that's a barrier or just something that you guys are working towards getting better with?
I think we're working towards getting better.
Sort of.
And here's my thing. Have you communicated that in enough effect to Jasmine? Because he articulated it quite well on the dinner table, right? And it's a situation that happened where the friend actually asked another question.
But do y'all feel like that's a barrier or just something that you guys are working towards getting better with?
And then Will then explain his part. And what I realized about this is this. Both people need to be on the same page. If they're not on the same page, we've got a problem. So if we're saying we're going to take it slow, let's articulate that to one another. Let's get ourselves into a place where we both know exactly that we are taking it slow. Because then what happens is, when we get to a dinner table now, we both can articulate our ideas of why we're taking it slow. And when you do that, no one has holes to pick. Because you're saying, we're taking it slow, and the reason why we're taking it slow is because of this. And I go, no, we're taking it slow because of this as well. And so our answers mesh, and what happens is, no one can try to put a little boot in there. But, you know, but there's no but. We believe that we're taking it slow like this. But with Jasmine and Will, there was a bit of discontinuity in terms of their answers. Like, I saw Jasmine leaning towards his answer, but because she has a feeling of wanting that intimacy, she gave the answer, but there was still room for wiggling.
I think we're working towards getting better.
Sorta. Sorta.
On the one.
You see, with Will, there was a definitive. That I'm not trying to get to know, I'm just trying to get to know her first before I get into that space. I want to get to know her. And he even had to go at length to explain it. It's like, I want to get to know her before I get into that space of intimacy. And I feel like that's not everybody. This is not saying that everyone should follow Will's example. Because if I look at my history of dating, I don't remember anybody that I've not had sex on the first date. Which is probably interesting, since I'm the one that advocates for people to slow down. But you know, I can tell you that I've learned from that. And what I've learned from that is not that girls are bad or boys are bad for having sex on the first date. What I can tell you is that you rush into things and don't look at the finer details of the painting. I mean, to really appreciate a painting, yeah? To really appreciate a painting, yeah, you have to stop, take time, look at the strokes and the mini strokes and the miniature strokes that go with it to make up the bigger painting. It took that person time, and it takes you time to really fully appreciate the length and the artistry that's gone into this painting. You understand? And when you take the details of the strokes and how the brushes lick the paper, or sorry, the papyrus or whatever it is they use, you can appreciate the finer picture and appreciate the bigger scope of things. That's just like a relationship. You want to be able to appreciate the finer strokes, the mini strokes, the little brush strokes here, the left and the rights, and the rights to the left. You want to be able to appreciate that, because what happens then is that you notice the finer details so that you don't miss red flags. You understand? But if you don't take time, I mean, if you looked at a painting, yeah, if you looked at a painting and the painting is not perfect, if you took time enough here, slow down, looked at the painting, you'd be able to see where the mistakes have been made, yeah, and where corrections have happened. But when you just look at the paint, come to a museum, you walk past the painting, okay, cool, looks lovely. You haven't taken time, you haven't got close. First of all, you haven't stopped to look at the painting, and you haven't taken time to study the painting. And therefore, when you walk past the painting, you don't see the finer details. You don't see the mistakes. You don't see the things that have contributed to making up that picture. Do you understand? So, you know, you have to really understand that process in a relationship. And I think our generation especially don't have that luxury. And the reason why I say we don't have that luxury is because we're not used to commitment. So when we're not happy, we're gone. You're saying, I'm not happy, I'm going. And our generations before us didn't have that problem because they understood commitment. Now, maybe they weren't happy, but they understood commitment. That does not go for everybody, but they understood commitment, you know what I'm saying? So they would stay in a relationship, so they would deal with what they had. But our generation has got to a place where we have choice, and we say, women as well, and men have choice to say, look, I'm not happy, I'm going. But you need to take time and slow down and actually find out the finer details of somebody before you actually dive in to the pools of having sex. Maybe because I'm a Christian now, I don't know. I don't recall, even when I was in the world, like sitting there with in open field, okay? When I say open field, meaning boys and girls who are friends together, to ask, bro, like, how was the sex? Nah. Maybe as men we did that. Like, boys, like, fam, how was it? Is the thing lit? Yeah, my guy. But I don't even ask married couples that question.
So have you guys been intimate yet?
Like now, I don't even ask married couples like, yo, your sex was so good. I'm not asking that question. It's not concern for me. Why am I asking that question? Do you get what I'm saying? So it's a bit weird that everyone's asking this question on friendship group levels. It's like, yo, why are we asking that question? Why are you interested into that level? You understand? Like, that's not what makes up relationships. Cool.
Waiting for. Why aren't you trying to have sex? Isn't that what people get married for?
And, you know, you just have to dig real deep on a mental level because, I mean, like, you know, marriage is forever. So, I mean, she's not gonna, sorry, baby, like, look like this for the rest of her life. Like, you know, she's like, you're saying, like, looks and everything can fade, you know what I mean?
I know
like,
what you're saying,
like,
though.
the mental connection is more, like, sustainable, like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I think I agree in regards to...
One of the friends of Will said, isn't that why you get married, to have sex? And I was like, this is the reason why our generation is suffering so much. You think marriage is the hub for sex. It's not. Like, if you want to have sex, you don't have to get married. Like, I'm only going from a Christian perspective. I'm saying, if you're not a Christian, then what would be the point of marriage? If sex is the object, why don't you get married? We get married to show somebody else our commitment. That we have a lifelong commitment, that we genuinely love you from the pit of our heart. And we want to bring it up and show you in a ring, in a diamond format, that we really, truly love you. You understand? That's the purpose of marriage. And so the marriage is a commitment. Sex is included in that marriage for us as Christians, but it's not the reason why we get married. If that's the reason why you're getting married, you must just stay outside of the marriage, because marriage will test you differently. The moment you say you're married, the devil now seeks to break up that marriage, because he knows already what marriage really actually means. And it actually genuinely means marriage. It is meant to be a mirror image of what God has done for us. When you become a Christian, God marries you, your spirit. And then that, as he marries your spirit, you become into unison. And what God is saying is that I will never leave you. I will never betray you. I will never abandon you, etc., etc. And that's what our relationships are meant to show. That's why the Bible says that a man should love his wife like Christ loved the church, that marrying. So when you deep what marriage really is, that's why the devil don't like marriage. So if you're getting married just to have sex, I'm telling you now, you're going to face some devils and some demons. And you won't be ready for it. Because if that's your objective, I'm telling you now, you won't make it. One thing I was going to notice as well, I think with Will and Jasmine, was that in the beginning, I think it was when it was cooking, one thing I've kept on saying is that, listen, as an individual relationship, and I've done this before, so I know, it's like, stop being overcritical.
I'm trying not to be like too much on his shoulders, like looking over, but he does things like differently.
Choose your timings correctly. Choose your timings correctly. Know when you can say something, when you can't say something. It's like, people just want to just say what you want to say. Like, when Jasmine was in the kitchen, I could feel her glare on Will when he's cooking. And it's like, tonality is so important to delivering something. Look, you want your turkey bacon done a little less done. Alright, oh babe, can you just like, I kind of like my turkey bacon a little bit less done. Alright, cool. Yeah, no, my bad, no worries. I'll tell her, just do it. But, oh, that's not how I like it. I like it done like this. Whoa, tonality. I've said the same thing, but tonality. Why is a tone not... It's not... The tone is out of a command and directive. And this is where a problem will arise with Jasmine and Will. She really showed us with the gender role thing, and it's confusion with that. But now we've got the point where man said, I'm going to show you my culinary skills. And this is what I keep saying, women and men, we have to be very careful about when someone's showing you a talent or a skill, this is the time to support. You may not like the skill or the talent, but be critical. When you're being critical, you got to be in a place of love to bring the critique in. You understand? Now, if his cooking skills were off point, yeah, they were not great, there's a way to say, babe, listen, I think that if you do it this way, yeah, it might work out a little bit better. But I like the fact that you tried. Thank you. I appreciate that. Kiss on the cheek or whatever. Yeah? Now when my man goes to do it again, he's not feeling like, you know, she's critiquing me, did it? It feels like, okay, look, she helped me out, like, to get it right, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like that honest dialogue doesn't happen. What happens is I tell you what to do. And that's a problem. Relationships, I'm not telling you what to do. Because if you do, you won't last long in this relationship. Because nobody wants to get told what to do. Two are becoming one. So deep it, yeah? We're still two people. So I'm my own person before you start stepping in. You understand? So if you start telling me what to do, we're going to have a problem. So yeah, for me, I just feel like... I just realised, obviously, that, you know, she's got to be very careful how she puts certain things across. It's not the first time I've seen that she tries to put something across and it comes across like, I don't say aggressive, I want to say comes across commanding and directive. And you want a male to be gender role, but then you're out here talking to him like you the man. Think about what you're saying. Like, deliver it in a way that is in a nice way. And that goes for boys and girls. Deliver content in the right way, because words have the power to destroy people. So yeah, that's what I'm going to say about them. What I would finish off with is to say as well, Will also said as well something. He said that, you know, every day he's learning about her. And I believe this is where his love is going to come from. The more he knows about her, the deeper his love will grow for her. And that links back to the point where he was on dinner table.
To be natural, and you also want it to be a little special. You want to know the person. Like, you don't want to just be doing it to do it. Like, oh, this is my wife, even though I don't know her. You just do it and it'd be like, you don't know her, you don't know what she likes, and she like, oh, that was it.
You guys
explaining that he wants to know her before he falls into sex with her. And it's like, guys, don't feel bad if somebody wants to do it that way. In fact, you should rejoice. I know Jasmine tried to say to the girls in the girls club when they were at the at the girls club, whatever, when she was saying to them that you know, we're taking it slow, and you know, there's not much intimacy there, but we're getting there with friendship. We're building friendships, but you lot don't know each other deep it. But you're married, so a lot of us don't have that process. We have getting to know you, dating. Maybe we had sex in between, but we're still getting to know each other. Whereas you guys are now in a committed relationship, meaning you're married. There's no way out, no back doors. Do you deep what I'm saying? So for Jasmine, I hope she doesn't feel. And this is another thing as well. Point I just want to make as well. That when you watch other people, you can lose focus of what your relationship should be about. Don't focus on other people. AJ and Stephanie are completely different. Yeah, Christine and Keith are completely different. They got their own issues they're dealing with. But if you focus on them saying, "Wow, we're not having sex, they're having sex. Oh my God, like what's wrong with our relationship?" No, deep it. Christine and Keith have got their own problems, my friend. I'll get onto them. They've got their own problems. But you're looking at it from one angle, comparing another relationship to another relationship. I've always said this, like, whenever I get into relationships with somebody, I was telling them, listen, let's not compare ourselves to anybody. Yeah? Know me for knowing me, and I know you for knowing me, for knowing you. Do you understand? Like, I'm not going to compare you to my boy's relationship. And I'm not going to you don't compare me to another guy's relationship. You know what I'm saying? But if you want something, let me know you need something, or you want something. Let me know. That's what you feel like. Do you know what I'm saying? But don't be influenced by other people, because those other people out there, yeah, they're dealing with things that we're not dealing with, and vice versa. So you have to deep it. Like, guys, don't bring someone else's relationship into yours. Like with Will and Jasmine, I mean, when you look at the situation, okay, then, and they even said it themselves. Will said it. You know, it's Luke said it. He said, you know, I feel relieved that obviously that I'm not the only one that's not having sex. It's Will too.
Like, you know, perfect matchmaker. Like, we didn't find that, but we found someone who could give you the ingredients to be successful. So I had to think about that and like take that in, because you know how many times you'll hear in a marriage like, my wife is my best friend, or you know, my husband is my best friend, and there's a reason for that. So that's what builds relationships.
It's really hard to live with someone and be married to someone who isn't attracted to me. But Jasmine was saying that there is chemistry, but they're taking it as friends first, and it made me kind of think like, maybe I'm being a little impatient, and I just need to realize that this is a crazy process, and I can't expect everything to just be perfect already.
And then obviously as well, Kate said the same thing, where it's like, I believe that Will and Jasmine also not having sex either, we're not the odd ones out. And the truth of the matter is, if you follow people and compare your relationship to them, people are doing things that you wouldn't do. You're trying to force things that don't need to be forced. Take it at the pace that you want it to be taken at. You understand? So let's not compare our relationships, guys, because comparison is a thief of joy. You understand? So, guys, that's my review for Will and Jasmine. Let me know your thoughts down below. I mean, do you feel like they should have sex now? Do you feel like that building a friendship is, in this particular case, is wrong and they should really be having sex? Or, like, what's your opinion? What's your thoughts? Guys, can you just, like, let us know down below? Can I say this as well as a disclaimer? Anybody, yeah, who's gonna comment and try to hit people, when I say hit, as in try to just comment, just to be rude to people. If I see the comment, I'm gonna blaze you. I'm sorry. I see sometimes in my comment section, and there's both guys and girls doing it. You come in there and I'm just not trying to. My channel is about conversation. I want to have a dialogue. But if you're coming in there to bash people, let me tell you this now, fam. Then we don't need to hear from you. Your opinion is not important. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a way to deliver your opinion down below in the comment section. So guys, let me put it on you as well. If anybody comes in the comment section and they're just talking rad, like I'm just talking mad, yeah, and it's not about trying to have a cohesive dialogue, please don't engage with them. Let's just leave them, because I'll delete the comment, because it's just stupid. I want to have a dialogue with people who don't need to have a dialogue. Whether you agree or disagree, that's not a problem, but deliver it in the right way, yeah? We're not trying to fight people and have keyboard warriors, yeah? So guys, listen, I appreciate you. Love, share, subscribe, you get me. Take it slow. Little black book, you know what time it is. Yes, sir.